How is everybody? It is a beautiful day, Wednesday, July 30th, and I've been out of the scene for a little while. I've been hesitating making videos because I've been so entrenched. I've been studying for this insurance exam. I've been in it for over 60 hours, and I still have major steps to do. I have about 85% done of health and life insurance, which I was never interested in the past. But then when I understood deeper that it's actually a financial tool, is a financial tool for everyone's well-being, and it has benefits such as borrowing benefits. With the life insurance, there's a whole system called infinite banking I'm very interested in, and you can borrow your life insurance policy investments, all of your premiums. You can borrow that at 0% APR, and there's a great way to do this with this whole life insurance, and I'm learning about that and all the different nuances of types of insurance, and it's all flexible and customizable, and mathematically it's sound because in our lives there is a random chance where we might get into a car accident or someone hits us and blindsides us, a truck rolls over. Things can happen hypothetically, and life can be permanently altered if people are dependent on someone in their home taking care of them, and then that person is not able to take care of them. There can be huge consequences without life insurance. So life and health insurance also carries someone if they're just disabled and can't work. There's so many benefits. So anyway, huge market, huge untapped potential. Lots of people don't have these financial tools, and the others that I've always been interested in, like investing. And I can get further certifications and get people into the market legally somehow. It's a very interesting certification to get. I'm curious where I could go because I know once I've finished this and I pass the test, which I will do, I have a stack of flashcards, but that's something I can do in an afternoon or an evening. And I have a book here I'm going to read from beginning to end. So when I'm done with all this digital training, they have some videos and they have their own flashcards and tests. I've already done, like I said, about 85%. When I'm done, my career is moving forward and I have something that I can depend on, unlike petitions, which is sporadic and it takes all my time when I work them. I can't have balance in my life. I can't have lifestyle balance for my child the way I would. And it's not a proper job for someone like myself taken so professionally. But the thing is, I'm so good at it and they pay so well, I can make 10 times more than an average person in a day when I'm working a petition drive because I'm that good at what I do. Other people don't have the skills to collect the hundreds of signatures a day like I do. And I'm about to go smash particular statewide. I'll tell you more about it. And it's exclusive. I was one of only 50 people selected of top in the industry in the whole country. This is the only campaign like this statewide. Okay. There's also still the Florida marijuana petition. They're paying for housing now. So that's cool. Yep. If you get a quota, a couple can share that. People can work in teams and share that hotel stipend and otherwise go down there and do good, I believe. But it was tough when I went down there. It was not like old times and schools weren't in session. So marijuana petition was definitely a challenge, even at the DMV where I used to do great campaigns like that. I think I would get much higher results. I don't know. Now it's somewhat medical and they have this other alternative marijuana down there already that everyone's using. That's just like marijuana, but it's legal somehow. Very fascinating, but people aren't into it, and it's a power grab by the industry. It's not a good campaign. That's my honest opinion. Sometimes there's campaigns that really aren't that good that I wouldn't even vote for. I guess I don't know. People did not want to sign either, so it all is for its own reasons in the end. But I did have a good time in Florida. And since I've been back, I've been crushing it in the insurance tests. And then I took a break from these videos. Took a break. But you know what's going on in the background? Lots of ideas on propelling the crypto projects. I launched on July 4th the Economic Lift token. With economiclift.org and economiclift.com, it's basically ready to go. But because I have a real petition drive paying me to take care of business, it pays too well to ignore that direct money hand over fist. Nothing is going to keep me from making money like when I'm selling my own business and I'm pitching business owners, for example. It's a lot more difficult. So I'm planning on getting to that. That's the best model. Once I have my insurance stuff certified, I'll be able to meet those business owners with that professional certification. That's going to truly win them over and recognize I'm capable of so much more than just some guy off the street, and I have such a game-changing solution right now that's ready to launch. So I've been seeking to talk with some entrepreneurs, people in crypto. No one really gets it, and I get that. That's fine. No one's going to get it until I do it, and I'm planning on doing it. Just my life will get in order when that all happens in divine timing. But first, I have to leave the petition industry, and I can't even do that now. I'm going to go take this campaign, and there's actually 2 campaigns running. I'm going to have probably at least 2 people, 3 people in this other very limited access campaign in Santa Clara, California. I really want to be there, save the forest, save the trees, but I can manage that while I'm in Colorado. I have this proprietary system. It's part of what Ballot AI is about, managing the validation and giving people daily audits, real-time audits they can witness while they're being checked. That gives them data that improves their performance as a professional. That helps them earn more money. If they don't understand that, if they don't see how getting the data alone is valuable, then this isn't for them. Some people do this industry just half real attempts. They don't read the petitions enough. They don't know the issues, and they just manage to get by anyway. But those that truly understand the issues are going to do much better, and that's what makes me different, because I would understand the issues and fight for their behalf. There's issues that I declined. There's several. I declined the pro fracking initiatives. There's one in California not too long ago. I didn't do that. One in Colorado years ago. I denied that. I didn't do the abortion issue. Don't touch it. 10-foot pole. I have some standards that I also don't want to be extremely controversial, even though at some point every petition is controversial. Let's face it. There's someone politically that is against anything that's not within their mold, and people prescribe to these parties and these interests. They just want to trust the system, trust the parties. That's why they vote. They don't want to get involved in some kind of signature or authorization contract they have no idea about, because they never understood civics. They never took a class in it to remember, wasn't paying attention in class. That is part of the Constitution when we put initiatives on the ballot, referendum and recalls, and candidates. I have a really good lock on candidates in Arizona. I hope they're doing well. I am behind the GOP. I'm related to Abraham Lincoln, and I'm always going to help the Republicans, because there's so much narrative from the media that outcasts them as the worst people and the worst policies. And that's wrong, because I study policy. I study the effect of policy, and economics is a specialty. And I love learning about that and the impacts of policy. Read some Thomas Sowell, and, really woke up, learned about the Federal Reserve. Ron Paul helped influence me early on. Was influenced by some writings by Mises, and saw the real recognition that there's this authority of a state that predicates itself on violence. That is a concern, that's the only method of morality we have, is someone we're assigning to have the monopoly on violence. We're giving them the power to take away someone's natural rights, hurt or harm someone else who hasn't harmed anyone themselves. And, the free market is real. Like people can compete in industry, and we can run a society based on that. But people are too preoccupied and concerned with what the government provides now, not enough concerned with the transition, which is where ballot initiatives come in hand. Because you can be an anarchist and still vote to dismantle that which is corrupt of the state, at least allowing for a better outcome rationally, and in reality, changing an outcome in favor of smaller government and eliminating aspects of government that are in the way. We can do that by the initiative process, because that's what the Constitution was designed to do, is to limit government. As the Bill of Rights were clearly limitations on government. And further ballot measures, initiatives that we pass, referendums to block attacks on our Constitution, these kind of tools can permanently, radically empower the people to limit government beyond any other capable means of voting for candidates. That's why all voting is a sin. If you're voting for someone else, essentially, you're taking away your own natural, inherent, sovereign choice to participate with your community and deciding the policy, the law, yourself with this direct democracy mechanism. The mechanisms of direct democracy are inherent in state constitutions and apply on a local level. And there's lots of cities around that have what are called charter rule, charter cities. They can make charter amendments. You need to look it up. Some states only have it in one major city. I've seen that, one or two. So depending on what state, check it out. But every single state, I think except for like West Virginia, had some type of ballot measure policy that you can enact. Even DC has ballot initiatives. They can create any law they want. In fact, they could go dive into research various businesses, underground, tunnel systems, disappearing children, all kinds of crime in DC. Perhaps in the state government, we can have some transparency to the citizens of DC, and the whole country can see what's going on inside the government and understand and have audits at our disposal. Who knows? The Constitution is our right, it's our privilege. If they live in DC and that city can make its own laws, imagine what the possibilities are. We have the national interest in citizen grand jury from the 6 states which still retain these rights. Apparently, constitutional scholar explained to me, old ASU professor who had Alzheimer's, no longer able to speak on these topics. He was explaining to me what he knew at the time very clearly, that we all have these rights, and it was nationwide, and they've been chipping away at it and erased that history. They've been able to accomplish that. And I don't doubt that, because I see the attacks today and the control on information. It's very hard to find accurate and good information about the elections and their workings and these powers, because of course they don't want you to know about your powers, your power to vote to stop a bad law, your power to vote for a lawful change. When all the people do it, it decentralizes government. It's the government of and by the people, truly, not of a hierarchical system by someone candidate voted in that we hope is going to represent us. No, that system relies on hope and the means of empowering somebody else instead of having and using your own power with your vote. We should have absolute agreement broadly between people on the left and the right on common sense tax reforms and transparency policies, anti-corruption policies. We should have a broad spectrum of people ready for a populist movement that can proceed and push initiatives and referenda and recalls. But some fear this is the worst bastardization of government, because then it can empower people to chip away at the Constitution and make really bad laws. I get that, but that's why we need to be proactive and make the laws that limit government and create a better solution in a future with less taxes, less regulations, as we all dream for as conservatives. And, some of those issues that are considered liberal issues should be allowed to get on the ballot, as long as they don't require tax increases. They don't take away anyone's rights. It's really that simple. And we should be able to have an open debate on all kinds of policies that break the paradigm. They're just policies. We look at the issue for what it is. It's not left or right. That's a real just generalization that has been created by the Fabian Society, speaking in these different polarized terms to peoples about the emotional aspects of issues on the left or the economic aspects of issues on the right. Well, both sides are missing something in the complete whole. And there's corruption in both sides. So when we saw the independent Kennedy pushing forward on the truth agenda, and he was unhinged, able to speak from the hip, every single thing that he wanted to fire on the deep state, on the bad policies, on everything, on the inflation, he was nailing it. And people were too ignorant to see that, except for a small amount of us. And we started to be very, very organically grown, where we were known as the Kennedy supporters. They were out as the thing. We were out there. And then that moment came. It was real close to the election. Everyone remembers that moment of humility where Trump listened to Kennedy about these issues. And Kennedy was able to talk with Trump about them and other issues that they had agreement on, and arrive at some agreement that they can work together. Where when he reached out to Kamala, of course she wouldn't work with him. She is so polarized, opposite. She is of and bred of the system, and there to just condition the masses to accept more totalitarian behavior, more corruption, more sinful laws that they're doing, like all the abuse affecting our country with immigration and children. I'm so proud of Trump. If I ever said I was proud to be American, because of the laws that we stand for now as a country of freedom and liberty and justice again, where we're starting to fix these problems. Now, there is the elephant in the room, these Epstein documents. We have to go in on that. If any one of the victims lived in any one of these 6 states with citizen grand jury, if they happen to be a victim of that state, the people of that state could put it on the ballot and have that deep level investigation, having all the litigation costs paid for by the state. Because that's ultimately what's keeping further actions from happening, is lawyers taking the time to challenge the federal government, which is not a small task, and charging them with all kinds of corruption and holding people accountable by law who should be otherwise doing a job to protect the will interest of the people. The litigation is outrageous. That's why lawyers aren't stepping up for free in general. You know, some of them are out there, of course, but lawyers have lives and have bills, probably heavier bills than us, and have to pay for that. But at the same time, you would think that if enough of them got together and could collaborate and make it their effort, if this was what they wanted, if they wanted freedom in our country, if they wanted to break away from the bar and represent people and represent the truth of law and stand up for us, then we could accomplish a lot more. But here's the great news. Since AI was born, I don't need to rely on any lawyers. I don't need to rely on any lawmakers. I can have AI write the legislation perfect, with all the citings of references of the code, how it derived the code, where it got the code, that it goes into for the state government offices, so we can draft legislation like that. And nothing's stopping the people from having a radical change of government systems that we incorporate, we create ourselves, a radical shift of being involved in the lawful change directions of every single law that affects us on our state and local levels, and bringing it to the point where, with our proper networking strategies, we can bring it to the point where everyone votes. It's on the ballot. People see questions X, Y, and Z. They'll see a plethora of questions, because there's no limitation when we have one policy we can stand behind through the act of signature collection, through the act of organization of finding one person. There's really no limit. We could say a nice round number would be 10, but a person could tolerate 20 petitions in the course of 20 days. You know, and they would generally have about a year and a half to get all the signatures. We have plenty of time. We have the numbers. I did the math in my home state of Arizona, that if this video reaches one other person, who reaches one other, who then reaches one other more, yeah, it's going to take some time. But if it reaches 2 people, and those 2 people tell 2 people, all of a sudden we have exponential math. If it reaches 3 people, and they reach to 3 people, and they reach to 3, it becomes so much beyond comprehension to most people. I really like the number 5 because it's so radically fast that if you told 5 people, if I get this out to 5 people, this video I'm doing live, a sacrifice of my time, and you did the same as someone who's just generally geared up, that ready to go and tackle these challenges that you see facing the world in this insane reality we live in, how else do you deal with your karma as a human being living on this planet, as if you have no responsibility for the future, when you may have children, you have cousins, you have nephews, you have people, maybe you have someone you care about. And for those people that act like they don't care about, it's beyond that. It's ingrained in the human spirit. We are hardwired naturally to care about future generations. But so many people have been fluoridated. So many people have had overtoxicity, neurotoxins from the jab and other chemicals, and just all the household chemicals they absorb and all of the vaccines they take. The mind is being completely dulled. The pineal gland is becoming calcified, and people are blind. Some people don't have an inner voice to think. And when I heard that, it's a huge statistic, huge amount of people don't have an inner dialogue. I realized, wow, we really are living in a kind of like enslaved society, a sheep society. And I feel ashamed. I feel bad if someone watches this, they don't have an inner dialogue. I don't mean to directly pick on you. You're just someone who's missing out on some potential of thought that could enhance your worldview and your world vision. But, you know, I digress. People will get offended on everything, but it is true. The world seems dumb. That last call I had, I wasn't even the one to say it. The caller said the world is dumb. You know, people are deluded. That's why they won't get it. But you know what? He's a great guy, pro petitioner. He knows what he's talking about. We go out and talk to every ordinary people. People know me and they know my face. They've seen me before because I've been at their supermarket like once, because I've traveled to so many states and I've been to every single store in every state practically, not truly, but like California almost, yeah. And Arizona definitely. Colorado definitely. And Florida, I didn't really explore South Florida too much. I stayed around the Tampa Bay area, so Florida's huge. I did some Jacksonville, and I know this country though. I've traveled around. Washington State, there's great petitions in other states I haven't been to. I want to check out. I want to really deliver something for the public with the intention of these videos. We have to recognize we have direct democracy rights in our states, and we just are not adopting them. So there's no one to blame about the problems in government but ourselves for not being part of the organization to ensure that there's voters that will vote at the polls in favor of such a monumental change that we know we all need. If we can just pick those populist issues and lead with them and we all grow as a decentralized community, nothing can stop us. But if you watch the video and you're waiting on me and you want me to fund it and you want me to advertise it and hope that I'm going to accomplish it, it's really a tough shot. I'm doing a lot. I'm even paying for softwares for marketing now. But it's a lot. It's not clicking. There's no income. I have a book on crypto, but I give it out for like a few bucks when people join. The Yin Yang DAO, that's the biggest, best thing in decentralized finance, by the way. You have to check it out. You have to know what it's about. It's a brand new idea. Just like I was talking about decentralized government, DGov, there's DeFi, decentralized finance. I've been into DeFi and talking about it since it started with Uniswap. And I was in crypto well before that. I got the Uniswap, got the 1inch, play the sidelines. It was getting back into petitions. I got in, got the Arbitrum. I got a few other airdrops, got a big virtuals airdrop. I had people hawking my wallet. They were like, oh, wow, where'd you get all that virtuals? You know what? I've gotten some airdrops and I'm playing around on platforms that even some of these people like watch my wallets or whatever. They don't know. They don't know what's good. Because they're not in the network. I tease. I share videos. I share great videos and images with the flame emoji over the USD coin symbol, because there's different symbols for different exchanges, different blockchains even. And if I even tell that symbol, I kind of give it away. So I let people guess. If they see the icon, they recognize it, then they already found it anyway. They can see the icon, but I'm not showing you where the farm is, not because I'm greedy, but because I have to earn income off of the yield. And if I give it out to everybody for free, I do a disservice to the investors in my program who pay me and pay for the value I provide to deliver those high yield farms. Because the more interest, the more liquidity going into that farm, the less yield there is. That's the challenge we face, especially with some of these really unique small liquidity pool farms. The small ones will always have higher yield. You can get some insane yield early on. You can't put all your bags in it. You never should put all your bags in any farms. Even as easy as it is to farm it and get your capital and compound, you want to do it quickly. That's nice, but it's important to have multiple farms for the diversification factor and also to balance your portfolio on different blockchains that are going to perform well. And of course, where you can get these pre-market tokens, these tokens before they hit centralized exchanges, the ones that are going to possibly 100x. Like I have some AI tokens now, and I'm getting AI tokens. I'm getting new tokens that haven't even launched yet as airdrops participating in DeFi. And that's also a big thing. And I was promoting it big time last couple months on Sonic. Sonic airdrop's still going on. I don't like that they took away the referral program. I love the referral program. I would have done much better now because I put a lot more into Sonic for this season too. No referral program there, but there's some cool referral programs that you would use anyway, even if it wasn't a referral. I have the links for free inside the Telegram group. And I want you to get some interest. Today's Ethereum's birthday, okay? It's the 30th of July. right after my birthday. And every single 30th, I should do something special for my community. Just like July 4th, I launched Economic Lift. On July 30th is Ethereum's birthday. I'm just going to remind you, I have a farm with over 10% APR on Ethereum that's going and taking your Ethereum in a smart contract where you still control it, have full liquidity, move it in and out anytime. Takes it, deploys it, collects interest on multiple platforms, has a balancing play. It's a sophisticated method of liquidity farming with like a staking, single-sided staking. You just deposit your Ethereum on the Ethereum network that you swap to its own blockchain version of Ethereum. Okay. So it is a swap, it's the same equal pairing, par for par, code and Ethereum backed. You get to swap into this new Ethereum, you get interest. It's a platform that's going cross chain. It looks legit. It's part of a big network, part of an airdrop. So I'm doing it because it's part of a big blockchain project, and the Sonic blockchain, in fact. That's where I found out about it. And there's another one also on Sonic, just stable coins. I have over $100 in there generating interest. I can compound anytime. I just kind of play around. I think I'm doing that tomorrow. That $100, because see, I'm not doing a lot of stablecoin farming right now. I'm doing some, but it's just on a lower yield platform as well. I have much higher yield platforms that I'm absorbing the interest on, like 70% APR, 100% APR plus. Okay. I have several over 200 right now. I posted recently those images with the little flame emoji, hashtag yin yang Dao. You can see the APR. I'm getting 200 plus on Donald Trump's Liberty token, Liberty stablecoin, the USD1. And I show that farm. No one else knows where to get this. They supposedly haven't even launched their platform yet, but I'm mining the token that's launched that they backed with American dollars, from what I understand, or their own dollars. I don't understand. But it's the America's stablecoin, Trump's family, and I'm very bullish on that. Cross chain, multiple chains. We're doing all kinds of cross chain projects. I've always been about cross chain since the beginning of cross chain. I'm telling you, I've been a DeFi master. I literally just found the software that now lets me. It's new software, never existed before. Some companies try to do something like it, but not like this. You type in the tokens you want to find the highest liquidity on. It finds you where those pairs are located on like every EVM network. Okay, even some other layer ones. So that's game changing. I used to do the research myself. Now I did notice it didn't pick up everything. I had some farms that it did not pick up. So there's always still a crucial use of human ingenuity and thinking. But I have some great farms. I found some new farms with that platform I didn't find before. I'm stoked. I have a referral link. I can give it out to people, but instead of being that referral link hawk, because it is such a gem, and because you actually have to know how to use it, it doesn't do any good just to click on something unless you know how to use it. You have to be part of my program, which would be more rewarding in the long run anyway, because you'll get multiple referral links from multiple projects. They'll throw you 3 competing AI projects in the AI narrative that are going to blow up that you can get early access to. In fact, my AI indicator bot was telling me about the future potential of one of these bots recently, one of these tokens, that it's an AI agent token for managing crypto, managing it amazingly and giving you insight about crypto. And it was saying that it's of like the green score, like 92%, like buy, green signal. And I'm just like all over these AI tokens. I have a plethora of the AI tokens to make you a lot of money on volatility. And when it goes up big time, that's when you can capture gains as stable coins and start to compound. Always keeping a balance of stable coins through into the bear market or to buy massive dips, because you only want to cash out when you predict there's going to be a big dip, because we're going into the peak of the bull market. I would have less stable coins now because we're definitely going to have one of these parabolic moves soon. It's happening. We have the crypto reserves of states forming, Arizona where I'm at, Texas, US crypto reserve, other states. And we are seeing global adoption, seeing corporate adoption. All these corporations in the top 500 are adopting Bitcoin on their balance sheets, even Ethereum. There's companies adopting Solana, companies adopting all kinds of tokens, Cardano. You know, we're going to have the most epic bull run ever. And I'm telling you all, you can buy tokens and sit on it and do great. Or you can learn to really manage your money, get that yield, get the pre-market tokens that can skyrocket, get those pre-market tokens on the blockchain when they're released through airdrops or through new fair launches. That's where you're going to make big things happen. This year, I'm not going to flaunt, but I am going to demonstrate complete competency in these markets. I called the bottom on January 16th, 2022. I didn't call the exact top, but I was in that second set of shoulders right around 54 when I swapped out my Bitcoin. I had already swapped out. I was in Ethereum because I had been moving through cycles. And I swapped out of Ethereum, and all these volatile tokens went into stable coins. And you can see on my Facebook timeline, Nico Crypto Guillermo, I was showing you reposts of memories from 3 years past where I had these stable coin farms at 600%, 1,000%, all kinds of crazy percents all over the timeline. And it goes back. And I've been doing this for years. Companies are charging thousands of dollars, which is why there's an arbitrary price on getting access to the alpha. And this is what's so beautiful about this program. And you can profit from this as well. When you join, and you can skip the line and join right away for next to nothing. 0.05 Solana. The app already even says what that is. I shouldn't even say what it is. I'm going to have my dev take that out. But it's so stupid small. It's like $10. You join, and then you're contributing to the Economic Lift Token DAO. You're contributing to the Ballot AI DAO and the Initiative Quorum DAO. There's this whole United Petitioners token front where there's a basket of tokens, petitioner, meme coin, and you contribute to that DAO as well. So you have two DAOs earning from every single contribution. 20% goes to the DAOs. 30% left over is for referral marketing or the DAOs, whichever comes first. Because if you join right under my referral link, which a lot of people will, then the extra money goes to the DAO, and it's all on the blockchain. I'll share those wallets publicly. They're already shared. They're shared. We have info in the Telegram group. You can buy these tokens directly, and you'll recognize that as we grow our referral program, these tokens will have a growing pool of funds set aside for their growth and development, for permanently locked liquidity, for all those development needs that we may have. We'll have Solana, in fact, sitting in this wallet, so we can just ride the Solana wave regardless of what happens with our token value. We are a long-term project, but we have true utility no one else has. With Ballot AI, we're tackling the signature verification solution. I already have the back end. We have an MVP. We will show interested clients. You just sign up to have the discussion with a NDA signed. You can watch the video. It has some people's names in it, confidential information, of course, but you can see the AI scanning it, going through the motions, finding the match. I have all the code. We also have the AI for businesses, dealing with business marketing. That's about my development as an individual, how much AI competency I will gain studying AI deeply and learning all the best business marketing methods. I have 3 courses on it. I'm going to get a certificate out of one of them. The other 2 just offer me amazing skills and learning what programs are already out there that do everything I need. And I've learned so much. I can provide just most game-changing services for any businesses. I just need to sell it, and I'm great at that. So just a matter of time. That type of idea of selling AI service to a business brings them into Economic Lift program, which is mainstream adoption of crypto. This is where we use stable coins. We teach them how to use them, how to earn from referring their customers to use stable coins, getting everyone into our own sovereign banking with them, using the referral links to earn interest in liquidity pools and our Yin Yang DAO. And the capabilities of these programs to work together is always going to be inherent. We are at the forefront of change for economic localization and direct democracy. We cannot separate the two. We could potentially separate economic localization, have it be its own thing. But while we have direct democracy as a purpose and as a front, people going door to door, organizing their community directly for ballot measures, which has never been done, never been started until I started. I proved the model. I did this in a neighborhood in Florida. People gave contributions. They wanted to see it grow. And I can continue to grow that and hire people nationwide. Little vetting, little training. We're getting that all set up. People can go door to door, fundraise for ballot measures, for those recalls they need, everything seriously with the real organization that we want, and get the job done. Nobody's done that. So we, of course, have the best system. Why haven't they done it? I couldn't tell you, but I'll tell you this, because that IRS, every single nonprofit is banned from getting involved in political activities. So there's no nonprofits that fight or advocate for causes that can then actually do something about them, because the political laws and their tax status would be taken away, and they got them by the wallet. They are saying, yeah, you can have that tax status, just no political involvement. And there hasn't been organizations for movements, like this. Like door to door takes a lot of time, and door-to-door networking for a ballot initiative, yeah, to have the numbers, we'll have to crunch the math. I could have chat GPT in a second. I already know the numbers. It would take too much time. Than you have time probably in those 2 years to collect signatures, even if you started on day one. You need mass signature collection. I should find out what the ratio is. I might be surprised. I'm open-minded. I want to see now, because doing so would enlighten me if the state's regulations are in fact so cumbersome. Maybe there could be litigation against the state as well. Think about it. They made the rules so cumbersome, there's no legal way to collect signatures fast enough. Because the truth is, yeah, if you just go to those core public places, you could even face the police trying to kick you out, because they will do that. And you can't get a lot of signatures at just the library and the DMV. You get a few signatures, depending on how good the issue is. It's slow, but there'll be a constant stream. Libraries can be okay sometimes. I've been a petitioner for many years. I tend to go to storefronts and malls, directly where the big traffic is. But public places don't have so much. Schools will have signatures to get started, but not to do everything. And, that's the thing. It's so cumbersome, but it can be done. And, that organization's being built behind Ballot AI. We're working forward on delivering the software for AI verification and direct ownership of that verification, meaning we are creating a RWA. We're creating a real world asset so that the token's value will be eventually tied to interest of profits from the company eventually. Not promising that yet, the token's not going to go up, but I can get it set up from a contract where we're paying into like the locked liquidity pool, and that will grow the underlying value of the token and liquidity in general, and be great for the ecosystem. So yeah, my work in Colorado, my work in California, here in Arizona, all of these states that I'll be working around here periodically, I'll always have my foot in there. I'm sure I'll be able to at least start to spread the word when I'm not working, because when I'm working, it takes up all my time. I tried networking. I tried passing out cards. I can't talk about more things. I have to stick real strict on what the law is about. I can't talk about my ideas. As much as I try to network with people doing it that way, it doesn't work. So it has to be its own independent door-to-door system. That's going to happen when I come back, when I get those insurance licenses. I'm going to finish up, and I got the energy. Been great talking to y'all the last 40 minutes. It's 9:09. I'm going to go ahead and make myself some coffee, stay up for a few hours, and crunch out these numbers, crunch out these tests, take all the notes, and pass with flying colors. I can't wait. I'm motivated. And remember, I got your back when it comes to DeFi. You have not seen my Facebook page. Otherwise, you'd be asking questions. How do I get into that? Who could ignore the amount of profits that I'm demonstrating and showing you right there on the page, right there with 3 years past history, just as of recently shown those memories. I've been doing this for long enough. I can get you those profits you want, get you those top pools, those top projects, and really explain why they are. I'm not just randomly selecting things. I can show you a method to making crypto this season. So I hope you join me, because that's all I'm about. After I make this petition money, paying off some bills, got some new income. I should have, well, what is a loan technically from my second LLC, that will then allow me to leverage for litigation against the scammer. If you don't already know, yeah, that's a whole other story. Litigation is a crucial cost, but then launching my businesses, launching Economic Lift, which is sustaining, and launching really my petition contracting firm, even before I have the software. I don't need the software to do this. I'll just take my time and money to launch that, start getting campaigns all over the country because I already have the best system. I'm using a decentralized ledger. No one else can come close. Daily audits, 100% audit of every signature in real time, and 100% pay on the spot. No delays on payments for contractors, and transparent, clearest, best work in the industry. And it's really going to change the game. And I need to do that for my community and grow my legacy in the petition industry and finally launch that. So, working on all these things. Wish you all well. Don't skip out on the DeFi advantage. I give out free farms. Today's Ethereum's birthday. Check out the APR. All you got to do is join Yin Yang Smart Contract on Telegram. That APR is crazy higher than you'll find other places, way better than Coinbase or who else out there is giving yield. Crypto.com, Binance might give you a little yield. I'll get you way better yield on the blockchain directly on multiple platforms. Check out the stable coins. Have any questions, you just shoot them over in the messenger, Yin Yang Smart Contracts. Answer all the questions. We're teaching DeFi for free. All right. We're mass onboarding people. We give you an incentive. Once you join, you start seeing those high yield farms. They're creeping up like 15, 18, getting close to 20. You want to get to the 20 plus to 30 farms. I can get you there. You just have to invite people. When you invite 3 people, you get to the next level. When they all invite 3 people, you get to the next level. Or you invite enough people to get there. It's got to be based on having enough people. And you can either invite enough people and get them motivated and coach them and train them and be that leader that this world needs, developing real skills in marketing and leadership. You do that, and you'll change your life, because the profits, when they start to expand these 7 levels deep, it's exponential. The profits are insane. You can grow a network of active working people recruiting, because we have a commission-based system that pays so well, and people are paying for a legitimate service, which is one-on-one coaching and consulting, Telegram group, with backed by teaching people how to get into these pools, how to manage their money, how to look at the crypto cycles, how to do advanced techniques such as using crypto loans to leverage and potentially come up on greater amounts of money over time with a tax advantage. And now they got rid of capital gains taxes on crypto. Loans can help you come up with the money you get back from the loan and the extra interest you earned from deploying your capital through the most strategic yield farms I teach. So that when you're paying off your loan, say you loan, let's start at $100. When you're paying off your loan for $100, you have to give capital for like $100 in Bitcoin or $100 in stable coins. You have to give that first. You give that loan out there, and you get to borrow like $100 in Bitcoin or $100 in stable coins, and then build interest on it. And you can build that interest for a while with loan payback times. Sometimes there's like time limits beyond belief. They can do as many years as they want. They can do infinite. Or it's just you never pay it. You never have to pay it off, but it will always be there on the blockchain. Sometimes it'll liquidate you if you have Bitcoin and you borrowed stable coins. That Bitcoin crashed too much, they'll just take the Bitcoin. So you have to be prepared for that. You have to pay off the loan. You have to learn how that works, and be really careful because there's risk involved. But when done right, pretty interesting strategy, because you can get all your capital back and use pretty much the same amount of assets or just slightly less in assets to deploy a long-term strategy with yield farming. You can do great. But I don't see any other way that will do as well with the borrowing strategy other than with stablecoins, because then you have guaranteed results, a bull or bear market. In the bull market, I would obviously want to deploy volatile tokens, but bear market and when there's dips or when the market's just staying steady, just you want to be diversified. Now I have the tools. The best DeFi tool, I already have an AI robot that can tell me whether a token's going to be trending and a good time to buy or not, show its trade signals. I already have that. I have another trade signal chart on TradingView. I've acquired tools over time, and I'm here to expand the community, give access to the best alpha from all the tools as people refer others to the program and get involved, start earning your yield. The stablecoins model is not just for degens on the internet randomly throwing their money at stuff. No, this is for the new thinkers of the planet that are ready to deploy capital on code. And with the best platforms, there's platforms that have already been out since the beginning of DeFi that really aren't going anywhere. The code's so sound, it's not going to be hacked. It's solid. That's why crypto is valuable. People say, oh, it doesn't really have anything. It's just space. No, it's the computer programming that creates unhackable code. That's the value. The computers are there managing value. And the computers are the value with the code built in there. It's a software. It's a functional tool that allows us to have sovereignty over our money. It's the most valuable tool. People act like there's nothing behind it. No, it has a lot behind it. It has the most advanced code in the world that's ever been developed. So people need to wake up, and they're going to see it going mainstream. It already is now. It's PayPal's launching their own full suite of blockchain services, crypto exchange. I heard $0 on stable coins. This is going to help out a lot of people, but you have to be into crypto. We are the onboarding program to get people into crypto. Okay. Yin Yang Dao deals with the idea that we have two dynamically opposite programs working in harmony. That's my philosophy. I am the Taoist. I am the martial artist, training 20 plus years. I see things in different ways. I meditate. I align my chakras. I open my pineal gland and see the truth. And I see there's 5 elements of nature's energies interacting that clearly describe every problem in society, every solution for those problems, and every strategy for those solutions to come to light, for us to fix everything in the world and be the creators of our destiny, be the creators of our world in a beautiful way that's unfolding in front of our eyes. Like my life unfolding as I've gotten so far and become a master at DeFi, so confident in what I'm doing to call myself a master. Someone usually would, denote that's only for others to call you. Well, when I can start having the results from people taking action, that will happen. There's no way it's not going to happen. And when they start testifying because I'm changing their life, it's going to be relevant, but I have to start somewhere. And frankly, a lot of people in my circles, they just not the people for me. I can tell because I ask them about crypto and they're just in denial, or they act like they want to talk about it and they just don't actually do a thing. They don't do anything. They don't follow up. They don't call. They don't ask questions. They don't join. And that's a shame, because you have to have some kind of commitment to tell me what's in it for me, to show you this exclusive alpha. Again, the yield goes down when I show you these farms, more people invest. So you could be a whale, maybe even just have a little bit, but the access is the same for everyone. It's based on a model of duplication, of bringing in community. It's a 3x3 matrix. It's a concept. You invite 3 people, they invite 3 more, or you do the work and you just invite enough people and you get access. Okay. Or you can pay your way in, and guess what companies are charging for these highest levels of DeFi knowledge and tools? All right. They're charging thousands of dollars, tens of thousands. In fact, I had a company, I was on the phone with them about what their deals were. And for up to $20,000, they would then teach DeFi lending strategies. I'm giving that out in level 3 or 2. I forget which one, but it's you should learn it early enough. You don't have to wait until you're like an expert to actually just do it. Once you start getting into it, you do it enough, it just becomes second nature. You just check your token prices. You can balance your loans. No big deal. So, there is risk, and the future where this channel is going, once I'm done learning all the AI stuff to the max degree, I get these certifications, I pass all these programs, I'm getting into coding, and then I'm going to be unstoppable, because I can create a bot with Python, and there's other code I'm going to learn. Clearly, I'm going to start with Python. I can make this bot do all these strategies that I have in my head, and I can make strategies where they exit or they deploy capital at the perfect times to protect my interests and not allow me to get liquidated. I already came up with a game plan for my dev that built this bot where we could potentially deploy the most killer bot. So when I get the time, I'm going to share with him all my resources for that I've collected. And I'm part of an exclusive community. It's really not that exclusive, but I'll keep it exclusive just to my team right now. But they're a public program. They have a token on the market. They're an AI crypto trading token. And I got in early, have a lifetime membership with them to have access to all their code right alongside real Swiss bankers, real top level coders and crypto enthusiast people that are learning how to code to do this stuff. I'm going to be right along with them soon. And then I'm going to say bye-bye to regular world. Bye-bye to regular social media. Try message me on Messenger and see how I respond then. I'm going to be too busy. Sorry. Because I'm going to be going places, doing things, making money. And I'm already doing that. Leaving in to go campaign soon on the most practical campaigns. Everyone's going to be signing. I'll tell you more later. I got a little campaign in Santa Clara County. I'm going to be managing that. Got some money coming in. Can't wait. And I'm passing my insurance tests. After I'm done with this, I'm going into financial markets. Because if I do this, I can do anything. And I'm going to learn to code. So I'll be unstoppable. My AI knowledge is already game to start making some serious bread. I just need to network with businesses. So everywhere I go, every business I eat at, I'm talking with them, getting their business manager's card, business owner, letting them know what can be done and seeing how I can just change the world and be that entrepreneur. I don't have to chase the petition markets. I'm going to own the petition markets because Ballot AI is a community-driven token. We are the most grassroots, backed by Yin Yang DAO. We're going to create a real system, decentralized direct democracy, give ownership to the people of our real direct democracy, have the initiative quorum to decide policy and law, have AI deploy that, have people file those policies, have initiatives filed all over the country en masse, and get press about it. I have a strategy about that. So can't wait for you to show up. It's been nice to see you. I hope you start getting that high yield on your stable coins because, hey, this inflation is not going to disappear. It's going to go in overdrive. And I'm going to be saying, I told you so. All that spending Trump's doing, it's your last warning call to get into Bitcoin, get into Ethereum today on Ethereum's birthday, or you're going to feel like such a chump for forgetting to invest in yourself and so sorry for yourself. What are you doing witnessing the crypto revolution and not being a part of it? Watching how these banks are still in control of these Epstein files, and they're the ones doing all this fractional reserve lending, which destroys the economy and has the government being bailed out so much. You know, they do have this inflated housing market, which is going to be great when it crashes. It's buying opportunity, but it's going to wreck a lot of people. Okay. And yeah, you need to be prepared and start getting into financial markets. Learn insurance yourself. I guarantee you'll come up. It's a boring job. Somebody's got to do it. Just read the papers. If you pass the test, if you can do flashcards, you can become super rich on insurance. I'm going to be telling people and growing a team. We're all going to be doing infinite banking. I'm going to have that in the background while I push the crypto. Most of my money is going to be in crypto, but I'm going to keep that infinite banking nest egg going and keep that public awareness of what the financial system can do for us. Just because money is so powerful as a unit of energy that can accomplish all things. And I need it for these voluntarist ideas, these just tremendously impactful concepts that I put together. I need money, so I have to get it myself because I can't rely on donations or people contributing or any of that. I've always tried that. I didn't even try it enough, but at the same time, when I did, I saw people were reluctant. So I'm just going to make my own money. I'm going to bring a team of entrepreneurs on the way, and I'm going to invest in goodness for the world on my own time. And that's how it's going to go down. It's going to be great. Looking forward to it. And really appreciate all the viewers. Don't miss out on this Ethereum bull run. It's going to go skyrocketing. I had a friend told him to hold Ethereum when he was telling of all cryptos. If I was just to choose one, which one to get, I told him Ethereum. He waits years later, bumps into somebody else that also thinks they know about crypto, tells him to buy Bitcoin and XRP. Sold 100% of his Ethereum, bought those two. I don't think it's going to go well for him. I think everyone's going to see Ethereum do exceptionally well with all the liquidity being pulled into these top layer twos as well. And Ethereum holds its own token with these layer two deployments. They have to hold Ethereum. So it becomes scarce. Okay. And it is in a deflationary model. And this token, big investors are getting into it now. Like they're looking at it, they see the Ethereum ETF, it's going to blow up, and I think it's going to outperform both of them. There's a lot of hype on XRP right now. It's hard to ignore. I will promise you, if you join the Yin Yang DAO, you can and will get access very shortly upon the affiliate tier of referrals. You will get access to top XRP ledger farms. I found the best ones on all the best blockchains holding it. And you wouldn't even know just trying to do your own research and looking into it and trying to look it up. You wouldn't even know. You have to know the strategies I deploy because they're the only ones I know to find them. I only know one strategy that I'm deploying to find them. So good luck. You know, I've been in this space for years, and I'm telling you, it's worth joining for the very, very small fee. It's absurd. Getting up to the higher levels, I can charge whatever I want. So that's where you be kind to me, you advocate, you refer, you go ahead and promote. Hey, I can get you in these higher levels real good, but you got to show me that you're actually using these farms I've given you. You got to show me you're deploying some capital, testing out, ready to move some money. When you're ready, I'll get you there. And I'm really here about bringing people up. Everyone who's ready. Just got to be active, got to be motivated, be my friend, and I'll be yours. Problem is, a lot of people aren't ready to do that. And I don't know why I have people ignoring these ideas and this money that I'm out here pushing. But it's to their own detriment. I'm fine. Like I said, more people that put money in these pools, the less they pay. I'm doing you a service. It's part of my mission to bring DeFi mainstream to talk about it. People remember that guy. He was always talking about DeFi, how he's showing people to get in for free. And I will likely always be getting people into DeFi for free. But again, getting that alpha, getting that exclusive juice, that money-making crypto game, that's going to cost a little bit, or it's going to require a community to be built with your help. You build that community, it doesn't cost much at all. It just requires numbers of people that have Telegram accounts, people that have their own wallets ready to deploy it, ready to join and be active. That's what we want. You can't really fake Telegram as easy as some other platforms because you need an actual cell phone. So that's good. And have a real community. We'll be building real DAO funds building up, real locked liquidity building up, and a real token that's going to start from a really serious microcap like it is now. And it's going to be worth billions, both of them. Both of these projects are going to be worth billions in my lifetime. Wait until you see the real capital I'm going to get from my credit in the business loans I get. I'm going to get the real capital, and I'm going to get all the things lined up. I have people in that space. I've already tested the waters, got my first 90K business loans, which led to the initial creation of the Ballot AI suite of dApps before they were all hacked and destroyed. But you know what? I'm coming back. I'm getting another swing at it, being stoic. It's all business capital. It's meant to be risked. And my credit's good enough, the bank's going to let me risk it. Because interestingly, it just has to do with my personal credit and my other business account that may be coming close to getting some serious interest fees I have to be careful with. With that account, it's still under the 0%, all of them. But I need to deploy the money. I need to get my money soon, deploy the litigation, and see if I can get a result quickly, or otherwise just come up on some fast money from Colorado's petition, from California's Santa Clara petition, from the insurance business. I'm going to pass this test and get into it right away. From the sales with business owners, getting them into the services. And that's the biggest game changer because now I'm empowered with AI tools. One of the other benefits of the Yin Yang DAO is you get access to a spreadsheet with all top referral programs and non-referral programs of AI tools. So we can build a community naturally using these tools and growing our network. And I'm using them, using some right now. I want you to check it out because you can do amazing things with your social media. Hey, maybe you'll blow up, be a star, you get a good following. You know, you start learning this DeFi. You could start from square one with DeFi and just a good marketing program, probably build a great community on your own naturally. And you can even earn royalties from all these social medias once you get big enough. That's amazing. So go for it. That's what I'm here for. I'm going to be changing the game, putting the videos out there to give you the facts. We have decentralized government. We have decentralized finance. We're merging the two together with Yin Yang DAO. We are the DeFi masters. We have access to the tools to find the top paying farms at all times. And most importantly, top paying stablecoin farms, our niche, so that you can capture gains during the bull market, lock them in, and escape the bear market. And mind you, you want to get in now, because when the bear market comes, everyone comes running for those stablecoin yields that we'll be showing off. We'll be teasing everybody, all kinds of fire emojis and everything. When that time comes, it's going to cost them a little bit more money. Watch, because I'm going to say you guys were greedy. Now you're going to pay us because I was giving away the farm, literally giving it away. I'm doing the opposite of greed right now during the bull market when money's going up. Once it starts going down, I have full right to be greedy. I'm going to charge some money, and people are going to have to earn it. They're going to have to earn it. I'm probably have our best program in the referral networking set up at that time with the training for sales, and you can earn it just by referring people to the program. You get 50% of every commission that's paid. Everything right on the blockchain, directly to your wallet, goes right to your wallet. The bot does not hold anything. When you take a payment, you get 50%. When they refer other people, you get a nice little 5% up 6 levels more. That's going to add up when you have real team leaders in a community, when you have a culture, and that's exactly what we're here to bring. So thank you so much for being here. It's the top of the hour, 9:37. I'm going to be getting ready to keep grinding right on through 12:30, right on through 1 a.m. or later on the insurance, getting my financial credentials. I hope you're motivated to change your life.